is the law of resonance just a psychological effect? So the law of attraction, does it really work and does some magic, or is it just psychology? Let's think together in this video. Welcome to this video. My name is Roth, and all my career long I was turning my passions into my income, into my business, and this channel is all about how you can turn your passions into your business and grow it online. Topic of the video: law of resonance. Is it just a psychological effect, or is there more to it, like magic in life? Who knows? We can figure out though together. At least I can promise that there is a lot of psychology to it, and in this video you're gonna learn a lot about it, and I can basically almost guarantee that you find new angles about how to view yourself in your own life, and how you will basically after this video you will be able to get better results in your life because of these new views, if you take action on them. All right, law of attraction. Like the short explanation is action produces a reaction. In other words, what they say is same attracts the same. These are two different explanations, but if we take the explanation same attracts the same, it means, okay, whatever you think, whatever you feel will show up in your life. That's the short version. If you want the extended version, go back to last week's video. I explain this in total detail with real life examples. But let's go back to the other explanation. An action, every action produces a reaction in some way, which is pretty much the same, but it brings us into a different way of thought. So what do you do? And I will come back to that several times in this video. What do you do if you work with the law of attraction? Okay, you decide what do you want in your life. So you produce the thoughts in your mind, right? That will be the first step. And you produce the feeling as that everything that you think is already a reality in your life. And then it comes into your life. So you produce the thoughts, means you create a very specific focus in your life. So in other words, if you focus on something, let me give you an example. If your focus is to reduce weight and somebody offers you a piece of pizza and you really mean it, then you're of course not gonna take that piece of pizza and rather eat a salad, right? Because you had the focus on it. And because you had the focus on it and your standards are higher when it comes to your weight, then if the standards are high enough, you cannot allow anything else in your life that would bring you a different result than the one that you actually desire, like less weight. So now you have probably also heard of the word victim, and some people might be in the role of a victim in life. For example, somebody is in a relationship and is in an unhappy relationship, or feels unhappy about it and says maybe things, hey, my partner always does this and it makes me feel unhappy. My partner always says that, makes me feel unhappy, and so on and so on and so on. So what this person does is he says, everybody else, in this case it's my partner's fault that I don't feel happy. So he gives up the control in his life, basically. He gives it to his partner. So that also means if you maybe are in the role of a victim in your life in some context, whatever that is, in your business context, maybe you think you don't have the amount of customers you need, the amount of revenue that you need, maybe you are overweight and you wanted to weigh less, or maybe you wanted to live somewhere else, whatever it is. If you feel like it's the system's fault, it's other people's fault, it's the weather's fault that you have a migraine or whatever it is, as long as it's not you that is the origin of that result in your life, you give up control, right? So that would also mean that you are basically the bad guy that is pushing yourself into the victim's role. So that's a problem, right? Because once you see it like that, and I want to point that out, you are the person that creates you as a victim. So you can be the person that creates the non-victim person, like the successful person in that context, anytime. Why? Because you are in control of whatever happens. And now let's dig deeper into this, because everything you think is an action. Let's just assume that for now and then see where it guides us. So everything you think is an action. Everything you feel is an action. Everything you do is an action. Everything you say is an action. Everything you interpret of whatever happens in life is an action. Everything that you don't do is an action. Everything that happens in life seemingly without your control is an action. And every single one of these actions is your action. So let's think further. Where does this bring us? If you would see life like this, you would basically take the responsibility for everything in your life with no excuse. Everything that happens in your life, you are the person that is the origin of it. And that's exactly what the law of attraction says, right? Whatever you are, you attract in your life, right? So even if you say like the weather is bringing migraine, then okay, let's say we cannot change the weather, right? Or at least I can't change it like that, but hey, for example, you could move to another country with different weather. I mean, basically I did that. I left my country years ago, right? I mean, I never had migraine problems or so, but you get the idea. You can be in control of that. Move to a country where the weather is different so you don't get migraine, if that's really the reason for it. Or maybe there are multiple ways to solve that problem, but something that looks like is out of your control. If you really think about it, you will find a solution to it in order to create different circumstances within yourself or within your surroundings in order to change the result in your life. That's exactly what it means to take responsibility for every single thing, because you would always go back to yourself and think about about every single one of your thoughts. What is the origin of the thing that happens in my life and that should not be in my life? Okay, should I have changed some thoughts? Which thoughts would I have to change? Which feelings would I have to change in order to produce my desired result instead? Which words that I speak would I have to change? Which actions would I have to change? Which interpretations would I have to change? Which non-actions would I have to change? For example, like if you have to pay interest on money that you had to pay to the IRS or so, to the government, right? Then if you had paid that money already, there wouldn't be interest charged, right? So your non-action, non-paying was the origin of that interest payment that you got in addition right now. So just to bring another example. Things that just happen in life and they seem like you don't have any control about them, think about them. How could you have been the origin about it? And once you start thinking like this, you can understand why certain people, they always seem to be the victim in their life, and other people are the fault, the system is the fault, the weather is the fault, everything else except them. And then they mostly have people around them who actually reinforce their own thoughts and the other way around. So that's the worst thing that you can have. So, and other people take the responsibility for everything, and looks like that these people in a victim's role most likely don't get what they want in their life. They get the exact opposite, right? And people who actually take responsibility for everything, they most likely get exactly what they want in their life. And it comes back to the law of attraction, because they think exactly the thoughts that they want in order to create the life that they want. So they think the same thing that they want to have in their life. They feel the same thing that they want to have in their life. They act the same way in order to create the life they really desire. And that's the reason why they have it. I'm looking forward to hear your comments about the thoughts that I just brought to you in this video. Down there in the comment section, leave a thumbs up if you like the video, and also if you want more like this. Psychological information like personal development, business development, online marketing. Subscribe the channel, it's coming right to you. Wishing you much success with all of this. See you in the next video. Yours, Robert.